So, okay, there's lots of different camera things you can do. You can change the angle. You can move this around, if you really want to. You can zoom in and out. And you can change the angle. Look, there's a shield hiding behind that raised bit of land. That doesn't happen terribly often, if I remember correctly. So, once we equip this wood shield, we have a shield. The first run of the tower is very important. Look, an egg! This is a rare, important sight. But we don't want to hatch this egg. But if we did, we could select the heat up option. This first egg will always be a Palumpa, one of the weakest monsters in the tower, but probably not the weakest. On the second floor, there is a monster called Noise, which only appears on the second floor, and might even be a little more pathetic than Palumpas, unfortunately for them. We'll see a Palumpa in a few minutes, I believe. It will be the first monster encounter we encounter. There is one! Attack with X! Bam! Hello, Palumpa. You are now dead. You can see BB powering up my sword with this flame sword there. Generally, this is a decent idea, I guess. You can skip turns by holding triangle and pressing circle to recover your HP, but this drains your monster's MP. So what was I talking about? Let's see. Oh dear, there's a trap there. And there are many traps. This trap is totally hidden. Oh yes, you can rotate by holding triangle. This will prevent you from moving unnecessarily. If you swing at a trap, sometimes you're able to disarm it, apparently. Anyway, what was I saying? What I was saying was, eventually, that if you die on the first run of the tower, on this tutorial run, the game becomes much more difficult. Because you don't even get, like, basic equipment. You can only... There's a noise, being especially pathetic because it's asleep. Charge sword attacker! Wow. Wake up! And smell the burning. Okay. So this is a randomly generated second floor. Usually the second floor is actually not randomly generated. It is a forced encounter with certain people of despicable character. Troll in the dungeon! What I was saying anyways, is that the first run of the tower is very important. If you die, you're gonna have a tougher time, because you won't have any equipment whatsoever. You can buy copper swords from the town, but that is basically it. That is the only thing you can buy. Oh no, I'm stupid. Die! Fool! See, they die in one hit. Wind Crystal! Yes! This is an even more important item than the eggs. Wind Crystals are what allow you to escape the tower. It is advisable to try to find 2 in every run. 1 to escape and 1 to hold on to in case you can't find one the next time you go to the tower. And since all you're doing is going to the tower, it's best to always have one with you. You can only take a limited supply of items into the tower. So like weapon, shield, 2 monsters, wind crystal is generally a good idea. Probably also, if you're trying to get really far in, fruits to keep the monsters from being fruits to keep them to keep their NP up so they don't freeze on you. Naturally, I have not actually gotten very far in this game. Oh, sleep trap. Let's wait for Sir BB. Oh no! A noise approacheth. Since he is asleep, we cannot do our fancy magic tricks. We just sort of have to wait for him to outlast the trap. Alright, we've got some weapon upgrades. Now then, wands always have attack 1. However, they work especially well with mixed magic, which is what we've been doing. The steel sword, in addition, is better than the copper sword. So let's try out this wand first, and find our way back to the elevator while we're at it. 17 damage. We have got quite an upgrade. The elevator should be up there. But also, furthermore, I guess you could say, there is a elemental weakness triangle going on in this game. Water beats wind, wait, no. Water beats fire, fire beats wind, wind beats water, that's it. Fire is generally more attacking, water is more healing, and wind is more wackiness. So I suppose we'll keep going until we find some more interesting stuff. Because who knows what we'll find, after all. Since it's randomly generated, you know. Let's wait a turn, and then smack this guy. Trolls are fire elemental, noises are wind elemental, and palumpas are water elemental. Those are the things we have seen thus far. Wow, I sound like I know more about this game than I really do. Probably. Oh. Level up jingle. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Uh-oh. That fellow there is a cyclone. They're kind of dangerous. This fellow here's a flame. They are, well, their element is pretty obvious, as is Cyclone's element, really. Cyclones are wind! So we do lots of damage to them, but they do quite a bit to us. Interestingly, Cyclones also have an attack called anorexia. Yeah, they attempt to make your monsters unable to eat fruit. Through anorexia. An interesting tactic, I suppose, but I believe it rarely works, or they rarely use it, or both. Flames are a nice reliable monster to get if you can manage it. They evolve into Ifrit at level 20. We do have evolution in this game, though I don't think it's actually called that. It's probably just like, transformed! I see some spectacles over here. Truth glass! I believe that allows us to see the identity of any of eggs and or other things we pick up. For instance, if we were to pick up a attack spell ball, we'd be able to see how many uses it had, or we'd be able to see if any weapons that we had were cursed. At least I think that's how it works. No quitting! Quitting is for people who quit. As you advance further in the tower, obviously things become more difficult. I should also mention that your level resets every time you enter the tower, but your monsters keep their levels. So, I guess you can still do level grinding to get places. I really like the music in this game. It's nothing too complicated, I guess, but it's really nice. I mean, it's like the same theme, but it changes. Why did I wait there? He was right in front of me. So you don't have to worry about anything like monsters absorbing their own element or anything like that. You can just go ahead and destroy everything. Ah ha ha. With fire. Burning! That's right, you're dead, troll. Better not try to troll me anymore. What did I just pick up? I should pay more attention. Copper. Okay. So, let's go ahead and demonstrate this truth glass. I know exactly what's in this egg. But now you know too! It's a palumpa egg, which I actually already said. So now you know again. The emulator seems to have a tiny bit of lag, but it's not really a detriment, especially in this sort of game. It's not like you need high-intensity action reflexes to get anywhere here. Let's keep exploring. Ooh, a blue fruit. That is an interesting one, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's like the wind crystal for extremely desperate people. It gets rid of your familiar forever. Forever! And then you leave the tower. So we got a shield upgrade. Shields can also be elemental. Isn't that fancy? There's an especially rare fruit, which I believe is the roche fruit, not flute. And this fruit will, when thrown at enemy monsters, transform them into eggs. It's a really good way of getting really nice things. We can also boost the attack power of our friend Bibi here with a Hazak Seed. You can also find sands to increase the power of your weapon and armor, as well as other seeds to change your monster's genus or type, and etc. Though I think if you do that, it screws up their spell level progression. Their spells level up as they do, usually. I believe you can also unlock hidden spells by turning elements, and fusing monsters, which is what you do, which is sort of breeding in this game. You have to have 2 collars to be able to fuse monsters, though. I don't think there's any sorts of breeding madness type combinations you can get out of it, but you can, as I said, unlock interesting spells and junk. And it probably influences stats too.